Today I'm going to explain why solid-state disk drives, or SSDs, are a huge performance win for enterprise data centers. You probably already know that SSDs cost more than traditional spinning hard disks, 10 times more in fact, if you just consider capacity. But that high cost is misleading, as I'll demonstrate, because with mass storage, speed matters, and SSDs are 40 times faster than hard disks. The reason for the huge speed difference between SSDs and hard disks is physics. A spinning hard disk has to go through 3 stages to get at data. First, it must seek the mechanical head to the track holding the data. Next, it must wait for the disk to spin to the location of the sector to be read. SSDs, on the other hand, get to data in one step. There is no mechanical motion, so it waits for nothing. Writing is a little more complicated because the SSD must perform the write operation multiple times. The chip package is that size to allow for the pin interconnects. The actual chips, as you can see, are very tiny. As packaging and cooling improvements occur, SSDs will get cheaper and smaller, so the high cost today will eventually go away. But the cost doesn't mean we have to ignore SSDs in the meantime. Here's a visual representation of the read time difference between hard disks and SSDs. It's quite dramatic when you see the speed graphically, but where the speed difference really comes apparent is when you look at how faster access increases I/O operations per second. SSDs don't just get to the data faster, but transfer it faster as well, so the actual throughput improvement can be as high as 125 times. So the question isn't when SSDs will be as cheap as hard disks based on capacity. The question is, how can we exploit the speed difference to make up for SSDs' higher capacity costs? That turns out to be surprisingly easy once you realize how hard disks are actually used in the enterprise today. Early on, storage engineers realized that they could improve performance by spreading data over multiple disks so that multiple applications have a better chance at getting a free disk arm to grab their data. As a result, data is stored much less efficiently with RAID arrays, which is how storage is typically used in the enterprise today, often less than half full. Why? Because as arrays fill up, performance gets slower, prompting the IT staff to add more arrays to keep performance constant. SSDs don't have this utilization problem. They stay fast right to the last drop. So an SSD can be packed much more efficiently than a RAID array, which means that ultimately you need much less SSD disk to replace an equivalent amount of spinning disk. Perhaps half as much or even less. If you apply SSDs to the most time-sensitive applications and data in your organization, the payoff in faster performance will also forestall buying more hard disks, saving even more money. So it's definitely worth investing in SSDs today if you apply them to your most serious performance bottlenecks. Ultimately, SSDs will completely replace hard disks. I think that's probably 5 to 10 years away. In fact, hard disks will probably still be used for archival storage for a long time. But you can start using SSDs today and reap the benefits immediately. Thanks.